Thinking of moving out of your LA mansion? Sellers beware. There is a new tax in town for residents of Los Angeles. It takes effect on April 1st and has some owners scrambling to sell their houses. The tax, called Measure ULA, was on the ballot in November of 22 and passed by a margin of 58% to 42, according to Ballotpedia. It imposes an added fee for sellers of homes over $5 million in LA, Shauna.
Well, there's a tax of 4% for those properties that are selling for $5 million and up. In between there, 5 to 10 million, I should say, and a 5.5% tax on homes over 10 million. Well, that tax money, that's going to fund affordable housing projects and also provide resources to tenants at risk of homelessness. Now, it's important to note that this is an additional tax on top of a base rate. And all LA residents right now who are selling homes, they pay a base tax rate of nearly 0.5%. So some quick math done by our producers here. If you sell a $10 million home in LA after April 1st, you are going to have to cough up nearly $600,000 in taxes.
Whether or not you profited on that home or not,
exactly.
You could have taken a loss, right? For more on this, we're joined by Josh Altman, star of $1 Million Listing LA. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing? What do you make of this new tax? What's been the impact?
I'd be doing a lot better right now if this tax didn't go through. I can tell you I have seen more deals get done this month, in the month of March, than I've seen in my entire 20 years of being in some aspect of real estate. It is just out of control right now. The last 72 hours, I had to run away from the office just to do this. Everyone's trying to close. The clock's ticking. 2 days, it's all done. I've been seeing deals get done that shouldn't be getting done. And I've been seeing things get thrown in that should never have been thrown in deals.
Well, Josh, what's it going to do, though, for the real estate picture in LA? Are more people that own homes or want to own homes, I should say, that are above that $5 million threshold, are they going to look elsewhere?
Yeah, they're absolutely going to look elsewhere, which is the problem with this measure that was passed. Yeah, of course, it's great because it helps homeless and affordable housing, but they didn't think about the other side of this measure here, where it's going to actually chase people out of LA that are going to take their thousands and thousands of jobs and employees that they employ with them. So it's going to be really bad for the market, in my opinion. We've only seen the start of it. And when you think about it, it's going to trickle down all the way to the bottom. If people think they were not going to be affected because they don't have homes that are worth more than $5 million, I promise you they are going to be affected because their houses too are going to go down in price.
Reports one of your peers offering a Bentley to a seller to close by Saturday. What are you doing to try to entice buyers, sellers, agents to get the deal done by Saturday?
Unfortunately, a lot more than a Bentley. I think our biggest gift has been $1 million bonus on top of the commission if we can close. Unfortunately, that one did not work out for us. We have not closed before the deadline, and you know it's not good. It's not good all around. It's not good for the market. A lot of people didn't even understand what this measure was when they were either voting for or against it. And you know, I called about 250 of my own clients to explain to them so they could get out and vote, and they had no idea. It's going to hit everybody pretty hard here.
Josh, when we talk about why this tax has been implemented or will be implemented on the 1st, it's because that they want to raise money here to create more affordable homes in that area. Was there a smarter way to go about doing this, and what would that have been?
Well, yeah, I can tell you the smarter way. If you're going to tax people, tax everybody. Don't just tax a few successful people that happen to live in a house that's $5 million or more. And by the way, in LA, that's not a mansion, okay? That's a 4-bedroom, 4,000 square foot house. So if you're going to tax on the profit that's made on the house and tax across the board. The issue is these people that have bought houses 2 years ago, and for some reason they want to sell their house now, not only are they going to be down because the market's down, but now they have to cut that 4% and 5.5% check out of their pocket off of their loss. How crazy is that?
Trusting the government with the real estate market. What could go wrong, Josh? Yeah, you could take a loss on a home and still have to pay this tax. I do want to ask you about the market prior to all this. Wall Street Journal out with a piece basically citing a real estate of two different stories. One on the West Coast of falling prices, one on the East Coast of rising prices. What are you seeing out there in general?
Well, I think we saw a steady decline over the last 8 months. But of course, this is when we hit the wall now. It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next 8 weeks. There has been similar taxes, none of this size, in other states like New York and other places. So we'll have to see how it actually comes into play. Who's going to end up paying for this? Is it going to be the buyer? Is it going to be the seller? Is it going to be the real estate agent? I think everybody's going to have to move a little bit until hopefully this will be turned over. It's already in the works. I don't know what's going to happen in the meantime. All I know is I got a lot of clients with a lot of big houses that are looking to move to Florida, Texas, Vegas, and other places.
Yeah, Josh, speaking of that, the ripple effects of this, what are you hearing from your peers in other cities just in terms of the fear out there that a tax like this, what we're seeing in LA, that is going to spread even further here across the nation?
Yeah, so this is in LA, minus a couple parts like Beverly Hills and Malibu. There is a lot of fear. It's already been done in Santa Monica, even in our office down south in Newport Beach. They're getting worried that this is going to go down there as well. So it's going to affect across the board. And again, I'm all about housing for homeless, affordable housing, but there's better ways to do it. And it's not just on houses. It's also on commercial properties, investment properties, across the board.
It's an uncertain environment ahead, but what about $1 Million Listing season 15? What's the plans?
Well, let's see how that affects $1 Million Listing season 15. All I know is we just did have the biggest month of our career, not because I wanted it to be, but because unfortunately it was a race to the finish line, and we closed over $200 million this month in real estate. But I have a feeling we're going to have to save that money for a long time coming.
All right, Josh Altman of the Altman Brothers and star of $1 Million Listing Los Angeles. Josh, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.